Hey guys, what's up? My name is Mike, and today we are sitting in a abandoned parking lot in front of the Sunset, and I am just chilling here because I had to do a little bit of business earlier, and after that, I mean, it's good weather to go outside and exercise and get the brain some oxygen, and everything's going nice because it's warm weather. Sure, it's a little bit full of traffic over here because there's a few main roads behind me, but hey, you get a lot accomplished, then you're able to relax later at night, and you just feel better about everything. So I'm gonna make this a short video, and this video is going to be addressing a very simple thing, and that is well, how do I want to be free with work? Oh, this is interesting. There's just a guy taking a picture of the store. Well, that's I'm gonna let it be. So anyways, how do you become free from work? And well, oh boy, the car didn't hit me, and the guy's leaving now. Anyways, so how do you want to be free from work? Sorry about that, that's the third time's the charm. So many people my age, college kids or high school students, or maybe even middle school students, or probably just anywhere from like 10 to 30, you're still thinking about what do you want to do in life, especially towards the younger ages. But some may get it faster than others, and these are the people that usually are in more control of their lives, and they have less stress to deal with, they have less anxiety, they have plans, they have things figured out, so they're not really wondering, hey, what am I going to do tomorrow, what am I going to do next week, next month, 5 years from now. They have things set up for themselves. Of course, nothing ever goes to plan. I mean, 100%, because something's bound to fail. It's life. Life kicks you in the ass sometimes, and you take very interesting twists and turns, and you have to be prepared for that. You have to be accepting change, and if you're not accepting change, well, it's going to create a lot of stress. But the thing is, many people most likely want to be free. They want to be free from stress. They want to be free from debt. They want to be free from, all sorts of things going on in their life. And work, well, you sort of need money to survive. I mean, think about it. What is education, really? There's a difference between education and schooling. So if you take school and let's say you're 18, 19, and you're going to college, or you're already in college, most likely you don't have enough money to pay for college tuition or all the books and all of that stuff, So most likely you took out some debt, some loans, which caused you to go into debt, and you're going to be paying them off for the next decade or two. And I think that kind of makes you a slave. That kind of makes you a slave to the big system, to Big Brother, to the banks, to everything, right? Well, it kind of is like that, because if you don't pay, they give you plenty of chances, but if you don't pay, end result is bad things happen, and you don't want bad things to happen. So you gotta go to the root of the problem. You have to start from the beginning, because many people realize too late that, hey, I'm not focusing on the right things at the right time. So if you're my age or younger, or even if you're later, I mean, hey, that's okay. It's never too late to realize your mistakes. Sorry, I did hit the stop recording button with my finger. So anyways, where was I? So you have to start focusing on the right thing, and it doesn't matter what your age is right now, but you have to do it immediately. You have to start immediately focusing on what's the right thing to focus on, and that is whatever brings in the money. And it doesn't only have to be money, it also has to be something that you're passionate about, but it can't be that you're leaning one or the other way. You have to be in the middle. You have to be doing something that both makes you a lot of money and that you're happy to go to work with, because if you're not happy, you wake up all pissed off and you don't want to go to work, and then bad things happen. And then if you're not making enough money but you have something passionate, eventually bad things happen, and you don't want bad things to happen. See, there's many different ways for bad things to happen. And oh wow, that's pretty. The sun's kind of like disappeared behind the clouds. But anyways, so the way to make bad things not happen is to be a nonconformist. Don't do exactly what everyone else is doing. Now, I'm not saying that go outside and be homeless because you just wanted to, on purpose, and you said screw this, and you burn all your bridges, and you tell your manager, screw you, I don't want this job anymore, and you quit school and all this. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, take a step back and think about things and refocus. Hey, there's probably other options, think about it. What options can you do besides the current one that you're doing? Oh, motorcycles passing by. Anyways, so for me, for example, I work online. I'm 18, I work online, and I do social media stuff for a company, but I also am working on something apart from that. Is there anything that I can focus that is freelancing, that I can use my social media skills and internet marketing skills and affiliate marketing skills? Can I do it by myself? Because if you're working by yourself, you're your own boss, you got your own hours, and depends how much effort and work you put in and time, but most likely if you do more, you're gonna make more. And since you're your own boss, you have this freedom. You don't have to wake up at a certain point in the morning and be all pissed off, and there's no one you can hate on except yourself if things go wrong, which of course there's risk to it. But I think ultimately, if you're your own boss, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a freelancer, it will make things very easy in the long term. In the short term, there's gonna be a lot of rough bumps. But hey, if you just want to be middle class or even less, if you're not going for, I want to be a millionaire, I want to be a billionaire, depends who you are. For example, me, I don't want to be middle class. I think middle class is death. I would hate to be stuck in it. Don't limit yourself. It's worse to succeed, and it's worse to aim low and succeed than aim high and fail, because at least you tried, right? While if you succeeded while aiming low, you're always going to have something deep down that's telling you, I could have done better. But yeah, you just don't want that. Anyways, not everyone has the same ambitions as I do. Not everyone is the same, and that's okay. Some people may think it's way too risky to start your own thing, quit your job, and do something else that you have to come up with, right? So that's okay. Then think about, hey, who can I work for that is non-conformal? What kind of job would I be happy working with that pays decent or good? Or you could start with shitty pay, but then after a year, you move up the ranks and you're making good money for people your age. So really, here's what my advice is. If you don't like your current job or you don't have a job, figure out what niche or industry is yours. Figure out what makes you happy. If you don't have an idea what makes you happy, then go outside and, hey, go to a little shopping mall center here and figure out, hey, where do I want to work? Do I want to work online? Do I want to work offline? Do I want to work at the grocery store? Do I want to sell phones? Do I want to work at a car dealership? What interests you? And then once you have that figured out, what you're going to want to do is present a good resume. You're going to have to figure out what you've done good in life and what kind of education you have, and you might have to polish it up a little bit, make it seem a little better than it is. But don't worry, white lies don't ever hurt, really. So then you're going to have to be just honest with the people that interview you. You're going to have to say, hey, here's what my passions are, here's what I'm going to do. Because remember, nothing is free in this world. If you want money, you're going to have to exchange your services for that money. And your time is also very valuable. So tell them what skills you have and what you can provide to the company. And oh boy, there's some kid riding a bike. Anyways, whatever. It's good to see people out here. Where was I? Oh, distractions everywhere. It's cool because I saw it in the mirror. Anyways, so figure out what... Whoops, there goes it again. I got distracted. Anyways, sorry. This may actually be one of my longest videos thus far, which is contrary to what I first stated. I was like, oh, this is going to be a short video. But anyways, back to the thing at hand is, so you're talking with your potential employer. They're interviewing you, and you have to make it sound good. You have to tell them what you can provide to the company and how you're going to benefit them and why they should want you. And you have to market yourself, really. If you have a product or service that you can offer, then all the right things. I mean, it can be whatever. It can be the shittiest product or shittiest service possible. But as long as you market it correctly, people will be interested. And that's really where it counts. Of course, however, if you have good marketing, and if you have a quality product, the more the quality product or service, the more people will buy. But if you have something and you're able to present it well, there will always be someone who will be interested in it. So you're probably thinking, hey, I have an industry, I have a resume, I have some skills, whatever. What do I do now? Where can I find these employers? They're not just handed out jobs for free. Where are they? You may live in an area where there's not much employment opportunities available. If so, you should go online, because just right there, if you don't have much employment areas, if you don't have much employers in your area, you got to look outside of your area. And you don't want to, you know, waste like an hour commute going to the town next door or something like that, right? It's probably better to do it online. However, you feel free to decide whatever works best for you. You may be afraid of online. However, do remember, you have to adjust to change. I mean, that's only natural. You have to adapt to change. It's called evolution, you know, and humans work best with evolution. If you want to evolve, if you want to keep progressing in life, that's, you know, you're going to have to accept change. But don't worry, it's not an instant thing for some people, you know. Others take some time. But anyways, so let's say you have that figured out. Online, offline, you got everything. You got your industry. Where do I find employers? So what you're going to have to do is either look online or in the yellow pages or whatever you have, really. Or you can go walk around in person and figure out, have a little list handy. Have a little list handy that you're able to write down numbers. You're able to write down the shops. You're able to write down their addresses. You can walk inside and, you know, hey, present yourself. Present the fact that you are a person out of a job and you're looking for a place to work. And people will be most certainly interested in you. So you have to make a long list, because you can't depend on one person or one business to dominate your life. You have to have plenty of options available, and it is a numbers game. So once you have that list and you did talk to a bunch of people, I mean, the chances go up, because remember, it's not if you get a job, it's when you get a job, and that depends how much effort you put in. If you have a list of 100 people and you called them all up and you walked inside in person and did everything, most likely half will call you back, if not 1/3. If not, screw it, at least you'll have 10 people calling you back, and 10 people is still a large amount. Maybe you have more than enough time for 2 or 3 jobs, great. But most likely, if you invest a lot of time, there's going to be a point where you're going to be like overwhelmed with these calls. You're going to be like, oh boy, but that's great, because at that point you're dominating the market, you're dominating yourself, and you are free because you have options available. And remember, if you do have a current job that you're happy with and you feel safe with, just remember, even if your employers are great, something may happen tomorrow, something may happen next week, you know, stock markets crash, or your company gets screwed with a lawsuit, or your employer finds out, you know, some lie or whatever, right? Don't ever get way too comfortable. Always have options available for you. I mean, freedom is pure. I mean, it's the best thing. So you have to be really considerate about where I want freedoms. If you want to be fully free, fully liberated, you also have to think about the biggie, money and work. Because in this world, there's 2 worlds. There's the normal societal world, and there's the world outside of that. If you want to be a nonconformist, that's great. However, you still have to play the little game here, what society is forcing you to play. You know, be a player, be a part of the game. And if you can't beat them, you got to join them, right? So anyways, hopefully that all makes sense. I wish you guys the best of luck. There will be more videos in the future. I just didn't want to make this too long, so peace out, have a good one, namaste.